There's something really unsettling about those stories, the ones that happen in totally normal places, especially late at night. Familiar spots can just turn terrifying. Today, we're doing a deep dive into some real-life accounts, where exactly that happened, ordinary moments, chilling outcomes.
That's right. And for this deep dive, we're looking at 3 purported true horror stories. They're all set in these everyday public spaces, diners, mostly, and an amusement park late at night.
Okay.
And our goal today isn't just about the scare factor, We want to unpack these experiences, look for the insights.
Right.
We'll focus on those subtle interaction patterns, the ones that maybe signal danger, and those moments when intuition just screams at you. See what lessons are there about, vulnerability and maybe resilience too.
Yeah, exactly. And our source material, it's from a YouTube video transcript. It's basically a compilation of these really unsettling firsthand stories. They'll definitely make you think twice about being out late alone. So let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Okay, so the first one. This is about a 29-year-old waitress. She was working the closing shift, late night diner, somewhere on a highway in the Pacific Northwest.
Okay.
She mentioned how different it was from the South, where she grew up. People there, she said, were way more reserved. Not like the chatty, friendly vibe she was used to.
That cultural difference can sometimes make unusual behavior stand out even more, or maybe make it harder to read initially.
Yeah, maybe. So it's like 10 minutes before the kitchen closes, maybe 1:50 a.m., and this guy walks in, alone, heavy set.
Late arrival.
Very late. And she described him like awkwardly high jeans, gray shirt tucked in, brown jacket, brown mustache, glasses. Said his name was Nolan.
Okay, Nolan.
She took his order, just black coffee, French toast, pretty simple. But the thing was, he had this constant smile, like, fixed. She smiled back politely, customer service.
But right away, something felt off.
Well, here's the thing. He immediately starts trying to make conversation. But not just small talk. He was asking really specific questions about where she was from, like really pushing for details even after she gave a general answer.
Yeah, that's unusual, especially for that area, like she said, in that late. It sort of crosses a line, doesn't it? Beyond just being friendly. That raises questions about social boundaries, those initial, maybe subtle red flags.
Totally. And she felt it. She said her social battery was just draining. She wanted him to leave, but he just lingered. Stayed right until closing time.
Just hanging around.
Exactly. So he finally pays, leaves.
Yeah.
She gets her stuff together. She notices there were 3 cars left in the lot. Hers, the chef's, and this older silver car she didn't recognize parked kind of near the highway.
And she wondered.
Yeah, she had this fleeting thought like, was that Nolan's car? Didn't dwell on it though. Just wanted to get home.
Okay.
So she starts her drive, about 20 minutes home on the highway, and then suddenly, ding, dashboard warning light.
Oh,
tire pressure. Rear passenger side dropping fast. The whole car starts shaking. She has to pull over.
Gets out.
Completely flat tire. Just totally flat. And then, almost immediately, headlights appear behind her, slowing down, stopping right behind her car.
Let me guess.
It was Nolan's car.
Wow. Okay, so this is where it shifts from maybe slightly creepy to actively alarming. His appearance there right after the flat. That's not a coincidence.
No way.
It feels like a calculated move.
Yeah.
And it makes you reevaluate that earlier interaction, doesn't it? The probing questions at the diner. Maybe not just awkwardness, but assessing her, seeing how she reacts if she's alone.
Definitely. So she quickly gets back in her car, locks the door, then a light tap on her window.
It's him.
It's Nolan. Waving, same smile, but now he's wearing gloves.
Gloves. Okay, yeah, that speaks volumes. Trying not to leave prints after likely causing the flat. The fake concern is just chilling.
And he calls her Kathy, a name she never gave him.
Whoa. Okay, that confirms it. This is planned. He knows more than he should.
Right. He acts like it's this funny coincidence, like, haha, fancy meeting you here.
Yeah.
But she said her stomach just knotted up instantly. She knew he did this to her tire.
That gut feeling. So what did she do? Her instincts must have been screaming.
She was amazing, actually. Really quick thinking. She only cracked the window like 2 inches, just enough to talk.
Smart, limited access.
Then she dials 911 on her phone, keeping it low, on her lap so he couldn't see. And she starts talking to the operator, but pretending she's waiting for her boyfriend to come help change the tire.
Wow. Okay, that's incredibly resourceful.
Yeah.
Communicating distress covertly while trying to appear calm to the threat right there. That takes serious nerve.
It really does. So Nolan's standing there. That friendly look starts to fade a bit. He steps away from the window for a second.
Giving her a chance.
And she uses it. quietly but quickly tells the 911 operator, this man slashed my tire, he's trying to get me out of the car. And she gives her exact location.
Crucial, absolutely crucial information.
Then just smash. The window right next to her shatters. Glass everywhere. In her lap, she screams.
Oh my God.
She holds up her phone, yells at him, I'm on the phone with the police. He looks at her screen, realizes it's true, reaches in, snatches the phone,
Whoa!
throws it out towards the highway, then just runs back to his car and speeds off. Gone.
But she got the call through. She got the location out. That was the vital part, even with the phone gone.
Exactly. The police got there fast. Like one car, then two more showed up. She said they were amazing, super helpful, changed her tire, even escorted her home.
Thank goodness. Did they ever find him?
Sadly, no. The investigation was ongoing, but he wasn't caught, as far as the account says. But her actions, getting that call out, likely prevented something far, far worse.
It really shows how critical, immediate, decisive action is when things turn overtly dangerous like that.
Absolutely. You go from assessing a potential threat to reacting to an active one in seconds. And the impact on her. She said she never went back to that diner job. Ever. The fear that he might find her again was just too much. That violation, it just stays with you, turns a normal place into somewhere you can't go back to.
Completely understandable. A total loss of security.
Okay, so from that isolated highway incident, let's shift gears. Our next story, it happens in a very different setting, but with a similar kind of creeping dread. An amusement park.
Okay, more public, potentially more witnesses, but still.
Yeah, this comes from a 15-year-old guy talking about something that happened just the year before, so it was still fresh in his mind. Upstate New York.
15.
Yeah.
So quite young.
Yeah. It was October, like one of the last Sundays the park was open for the season. Crisp day. His shift is almost over. And this man approaches him.
Okay, describe him.
Scraggly beard, messy hair, stained gray t-shirt, black sweatpants with holes, just look off.
All right.
The man just stares at him for a few seconds. Doesn't say anything at first. Then he starts like turning his head really nervously like he thinks someone's following him. Almost paranoid.
Weird behavior.
Super weird. Then he leans in and whispers, asking where the bathrooms are.
Whispers. Why whisper? That whole combination, the staring, the nervousness, the whispering, it's immediately unsettling, isn't it?
Totally.
Even if the question itself is innocent, the delivery is just wrong. It's fascinating how our intuition picks up on those inconsistencies right away, that gut feeling again. You might not know why, but you know something's not right.
Exactly. So the kid gives him directions.
Mm-hmm.
The man walks away, but keeps looking back over his shoulder.
Still watching him.
Yeah. The kid feels freaked out, sprints to clock out, and just gets out of the park. Later that night, he's grabbing burgers at a local diner with his coworker.
Decompressing after the weird encounter.
Trying to. And then he sees him. The same guy from the park, sitting a few tables away, staring right at him.
Oh, come on. That's not a coincidence. Not after the earlier weirdness.
His heart just sinks. He tells his coworker, but the coworker's kind of like, yeah, probably just lives around here. Shrugged it off.
Easy for him to say.
Right, but the kid knew. It didn't feel like a coincidence at all. Then comes the drive home. It's about 35 minutes.
Okay.
First red light they hit, he looks over, and there's the guy again, white Honda, right next to them, staring straight at him.
Okay, now the coworker has to be getting worried too, right?
Yeah, this time the coworker starts getting concerned. They decide to drive around their block a couple of times before stopping, just to make sure they weren't followed directly to the house.
That's smart precaution.
Seemed clear. Coworker drops him off. He's home alone. Mom and sister are out. Dad's away on business.
Okay, so he's alone in the house.
He goes inside, locks up, feeling really unnerved, immediately just jumps into bed, tries to forget about it. Then he hears a noise at his window.
No, don't tell me.
He slowly gets up, heart pounding, I imagine, looks outside, and there he is. The man. Standing on his front lawn, looking right up at his window and smiling.
Oh, that's terrifying, just standing there smiling. The psychological aspect of that is immense. There's no physical threat, not yet anyway, but the fear, the implication.
Exactly. That's what's so insidious about it.
Yeah, connecting this to the bigger picture, this is pure psychological intimidation. It's escalated from weird to following to direct confrontation, but without physical contact. Invading his safe space, his home, staring, smiling. It's designed to terrify and control. That feeling of being watched, hunted, it can be incredibly damaging, eroding your whole sense of security, more than a physical attack sometimes.
Absolutely. So what does he do? He grabs his phone, calls 911 immediately.
Good.
But by the time the police get there, the man's gone, vanished.
Of course. Typical pattern.
He quit that amusement park job right after the season ended. Didn't want to risk seeing him again. He said he hasn't seen the man since, but obviously an experience like that sticks with you, burns into your memory.
For sure. Leaves a scar.
Okay, our third and final story tonight. It takes us back to a diner setting. Late night again. But this one has a particularly nasty twist. It's a rainy night, pouring down.
Bad weather always seems to amplify the creepiness factor.
It really does. So this waitress is working, expecting a slow night because of the rain. And it is, mostly. Towards the end of her shift, though, maybe around midnight, a couple comes in. A man, looked about 40 maybe, and a much younger woman, probably in her 20s.
Okay, a couple.
And she said they both looked right at her the moment they walked through the door, like immediately.
Noticed her specifically.
Yeah. She greets them, takes them to a table. They're talking quietly. When they order, the man starts chatting with her.
Trying to build rapport.
Seems like it. She described herself as generally talkative, good for tips, good for hospitality. So she chatted back.
Makes sense.
But the girl, she noticed, was really quiet. Didn't say much at all. The man did almost all the talking. She couldn't recall everything they talked about later, but one question burned into her memory.
Let me guess. Something personal.
Very. He asked her, point blank, "Do you live alone?"
Wow. That's direct. And potentially dangerous information to give out.
And she did live alone. And maybe caught off guard or just being honest, she answered truthfully. Said, yeah, quiet place, just about 10 minutes up the road.
Oh, that's tough. This is a perfect example of what we might call information vulnerability. We're often conditioned to be polite, especially in service jobs, and sometimes we share things without thinking.
Right.
And the presence of the woman might have lowered her guard, too, People often assume a couple is less threatening than a lone man. But that assumption can be exploited, that question, do you live alone?
Yeah.
Hidden in casual chat. It's likely not casual at all, it's intelligence gathering. A key lesson here is extreme caution about personal details, living situation, routines, whether you're alone with strangers, no matter how friendly they seem.
Absolutely. So fast forward maybe an hour after they leave, she's closing up the diner, rushes out into the pouring rain, drives home carefully, runs to her front door. She lives on the middle floor of a 3-apartment house. She gets inside, puts her keys down, and then just manic, loud pounding on her front door. It's nearly 1 a.m.
Whoa! Heart must have stopped.
Totally. She goes to the door, opens the inner wooden door, but keeps the outer glass storm door locked. And she sees a girl standing there.
A girl?
Yeah. Soaked from the rain, gray sweater, hood partly up, and the girl is begging, "Please let me in. I need to use a phone. There's a creepy man following me."
Oh my God, the classic distress plea.
But then the waitress recognizes her. It's the girl from the diner, the quiet one who was with the man.
No, it's a setup.
That's the horrifying realization hitting her. This isn't a damsel in distress. This is something else. And just as she's processing this, she sees movement behind the girl. It's the man from the diner, slowly walking up towards the house through the rain.
It's a trap. They used her empathy, the information she gave them. Oh, that's cold. Using a decoy like that.
Chillingly effective. So the man gets closer. The girl looks at the waitress, like confused. Why aren't you opening the door? The waitress is now certain it's him. And in that split second, the girl sees the recognition in the waitress's eyes. She knows the jig is up. She turns to the man and just screams, "Go!"
Oh, as in attack.
Yes. Yeah. The man charges the storm door. The waitress slams the inner wooden door shut, throws the lock. And she knows. She's alone in the house. She hadn't even noticed her co-tenants' cars weren't there when she arrived.
Well, that's terrifying. Trapped. Isolated.
She immediately runs to the stairway connecting the apartments, thinking she can get help upstairs. Knocks frantically. No answer. Tries downstairs. Nothing. Looks out the window, confirms. No cars. Her neighbors aren't home. She's completely alone.
They knew. They must have watched, waited until she was isolated.
It all clicked into place then. Why he asked if she lived alone. It was all planned. She goes back into her apartment, locks the stairway door too. Just sits there, mind racing, only hearing the rain.
The silence inside, the storm outside. The tension must have been unbearable.
Then, a few minutes later, she's in the bathroom trying to collect herself, and she hears knocking. But it's coming from the stairway door inside the house.
They got into the building somehow.
Must have. She calls out, "Who is it?" Silence. Just another knock. She yells her tenants' names. Nothing. Finally, she screams, "If you don't identify yourself, I'm calling the police."
Did that deter them?
They heard her. They knocked one more time. She yells, "What do you want?" And this voice comes back muffled through the door, just chillingly says, "Your blood on me."
Oh my God. That is pure terror. The psychological violation, knowing they are that close, knowing their intent, it's beyond horrifying. That confirms the level of danger she was in, the precision of their planning, all stemming from that one seemingly innocent question back at the diner. It really underscores the need for constant situational awareness, that condition yellow mindset where you're relaxed but alert, always scanning, even when things feel safe.
Absolutely. She runs into her bedroom, locks the door, hides in the closet, and calls the police. She said it was the longest 10 minutes of her life waiting for them to arrive.
I can only imagine.
Police get there, tell her it's safe to come out, let them in. They check the whole house, take her report. Their advice: don't stay here tonight. Find somewhere else to sleep for a few nights.
Good advice. Sensible.
She packs a bag, drives straight to her parents' house. But the horror wasn't quite over. The next day, someone found something written in marker on her apartment door.
What did it say?
"Thanks for the service, Beth." Beth wasn't even her real name.
That's just menacing. A final taunt. Proving they knew things. Got close.
Yeah, it completely terrified her. She moved out the very next month. Just uprooted her whole life because of that night.
Understandably, you could never feel safe there again.
So, thinking about all three of these, what do we take away? These stories are incredibly scary, yes, but they also tell us so much about, like, those subtle danger cues.
Yeah,
And the power of listening to your intuition, right?
absolutely. That gut feeling.
We saw how normal interactions, seemingly harmless chats, or just being in a public place can escalate so quickly, so dangerously. It's a stark reminder to stay vigilant, even in places you know well, and trust that feeling when something seems off.
Yeah, connecting this all together, these accounts really hammer home the unpredictable side of human behavior and just how vital situational awareness is. It forces you to think, doesn't it, about like the information you share maybe too casually, how you assess situations that feel a little strange or escalate quickly, and crucially, what you do when your instincts are screaming danger. And you have to admire the courage, the quick thinking these people showed under incredible pressure. Shifting from potential victim to active survivor, it's quite remarkable.
It really is. So for you listening, hearing these deep dives into the unexpected, it often makes us look at our own routines, our own sense of safety a bit differently. What stood out most to you from these stories? Does hearing them change how you think about safety, whether you're out late or even just feeling secure at home?
Yeah.
It makes you wonder, what else might be lurking just under the surface of everyday life? And how ready are you really to notice it before it's too late?